Hi everyone, welcome to Workshop Wednesday, February 1st. Can you believe we're already at the 1st of February? Well, this is another pre-recorded video. I am in my cruise about 4 days in, and I wanted to have a project for you while I'm gone. So just a reminder to share my video and be entered into win. I'm going to do another pack of the, this is the host paper from the Celebration catalog. So you'll get a sampler of all the pieces of paper. This is a host package of DSP. So I've split up my package and this will be a prize. And last week's winner, I already have who it is, and I will get it to them and whoever wins this week when I come back. When I come back, I'll catch up on all of my prizes and everything. And let's go ahead and get started. I think that is it. I'm glad you're joining me, even though I'm not live, but I still wanted to have a project for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's create. This is what we're going to create today. A couple more reminders. If you want the project sheet, you can join my email list. And every Sunday I send out the project sheet for the project that I do on Workshop Wednesday. And this has all the product I used and the step-by-step instructions, and then I usually have a video link here so that you can refer back to the video in case you have any questions doing the instructions. So again, this is the box that we're going to use. We're actually using the two-tone Flora stamp set and dies. It's a bundle. I have the dies pulled out that I'm going to use, and the Something Fancy stamp set and dies as well. These are some nice dies, nice labels if you need them. And do you want to see what's inside the box? So inside this box, this is actually like a little manicure set. It has some nail polish. I'm going to take this out because I need that. It's got a nail file and some nail polish remover pads. These ones, they kind of stick some tear and tape, just kind of hold them in place, but I mean, they come right out. So they're little nail polish remover pads. So this is a cute little manicure set that you can give somebody for their birthday. And I use this sentiment because I am constantly, being the card maker, let me put this back under here and tie it. Being the card maker that I am, I'm usually way ahead on sending my birthday cards out, or I'm usually way late. Never really on time. So there's our box, and let's get started. So we're gonna use some sweet sorbet, and I need my instruction. I need the tutorial myself to see what my measurements are. So it's an 11 by 7 3/4. So this is already 11, we know that. And we're gonna go 7 3/4. And then we need to score the long side at a half. Let's move this way over here. Get this more inside the camera. A half. Make sure you have your scoring blade. I've made the mistake of not. And then 4 7/8, which is just before the 5. 5 3/4, and 10 1/8. And we're going to turn it and score the short side at 7/8. So just before the 1, and 6 7/8. Did I do that right? Yeah, I think I did. That's right. Okay, So now we'll burnish and score all these lines. And I went to Ulta one day and I seen all these. I was actually looking for nail polish for myself. And I seen the files and then the remover pads. And me with all my traveling, you really can't take, you know, a bottle of polish remover. So I found these pads. All right, so we're gonna, so this is the small section here. This one's a little bit larger. Let me see if I remember how to cut this. We're gonna cut it at an angle. Cut these ones off. These are the inside tabs, so we can angle those. And then snip these straight. Snip these straight. Are you guys ready for Valentine's? This would be a cute Galentine's gift. And then we can do this one straight. Just change your sentiment on the front. And it's a self-manicure set, right? Angle, angle. I'm trying to talk and work at the same time. Every time I start talking, I get sidetracked. And I'm like, what was I doing? So we're just cutting all these tabs and this one straight, so we're good to go there. All right, let's get this out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and use liquid glue. Let me grab a few of my clothespins. I was using them over there on my countertop. I always like to use those just to hold it in place while I glue the others. This glue dries, sometimes it dries very quickly. It's like when you need it to be a little bit flexible, it dries quickly. And then like this. So we're just gonna do all 4 of these tabs. And then we are good to go. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make an insert. And what I did is I put a piece of DSP in here first, then the insert, and I'll show you why. So let's see. We need, the DSP. So this is the one from the Flowers and More. And it's gonna be 6 by 1.5. So let's go 1.5. 1.5. And I didn't want to make the insert with the all the way down because of the way that it goes. I'll show you again. Okay, let's take those off. Bend that back some. We can just adhere this. Let me hope I made it correct. I'm gonna snip just a tad off of that. I think I messed it up when I was cutting. Because if I made the insert, it would come all the way down and then the file wouldn't fit in there correctly. So we'll put our DSP in there. And then now we're gonna make our insert. So our insert is 7 3/8 by 3 1/4. 3 1/4. And let's open this up again. 7 3/8. 7 3/8 is just before the half. And then we're gonna score it. Score this long side at 1.5. sure it's a scoring blade. 1.5, 2 1/4, and 3. Okay, so here's how our insert's gonna go. We're gonna fold those lines like that. And then, so we could adhere these two together just so that they'll stay in place. You can put tear and tape. I kind of use tear and tape sometimes. But this is gonna stay like this. And then now we're gonna glue this to the bottom. So see, if I did this whole piece like this coming down, our nail file won't be able to fit in. So that's why. You could have added this cardstock. I wanted to add the DSP because we're going to use that same DSP on the front. So this we can just glue down to the inside of the box. Just again to hold it in place. And then we can put our goodies inside. So I got my nail file, got my nail polish. These are the polish remover pads that I got. I need to polish my nails. Actually, I had just taken the polish off. And put them in like that. So like I said, what I did is I added a piece of tear and tape right across here just to kind of hold them in place. So let's cut a piece of tear and tape. And it'll just help them so it's not rolling around. And I made this kind of tight, so if you had a different polish, you would have to make your adjustments to the size that you need. This goes in here, and this goes in here. Oops, I put them upside. Oh, now that I said, oh, they'll come right out, it wants to stick. And like that, face up. There we go. So now we'll close our box up, and let's decorate the front. So now we're going to use the Flowers and More DSP, and let me find what size I need. 5 7/8 by 4 1/4. This might be 5 7/8 already. Yep, 5 7/8 by 4 1/4. And then we're gonna need a 1.5 by 4 1/4. And we already cut this one at 1.5, right? Because we used it on the inside, so 4 1/4. And those are our 2 pieces of DSP that we're gonna need. So let's go ahead and glue this one onto the front. This Flowers and More paper is really pretty. If you're making a card, you could just make use the DSP and add a sentiment and you're done. Because look at all the bright colors in it. Okay, so we're going to add this. Glue it down. We're going to add our piece of Parakeet Party. We're not going to put it all the way to the end. We're going to show some of that pretty paper on the side. Like that. Okay, so now on my instructions, I said to use a piece of 8.5 by 4, I think. So this is 8.5 by 4. And we're going to stamp all of the, we're going to stamp everything on this piece of cardstock. So let's hope it works. No, it should. It's just, so we're going to stamp, you can see I already have the things over here. But I have a scrap piece over here. Because when you stamp on for the photopolymer, when you stamp on the padding, you get more of an even stamp. So you're going to stamp off first and then stamp. So stamp again, stamp off, and then stamp. So we're doing these 2 in Sweet Sorbet. This is the large flower. And then now we can just go ahead and do the the outline full strength. Okay, and I don't think I need this anymore, so we're gonna close it so we don't have a disaster. Then we're gonna do the exact same thing with the Orchid Oasis. Now I'm not sure if I have this lined up correctly. Because I have my cuts to, and I need to put the, I think, that's a sign. I wasn't sure if I had this lined up correctly. What I try to do is see this little piece here, I try to line that up. But I'm trying not to stick my head in there, so do I have this correct or not? I think. All right, and then we are gonna stamp our sentiment. We're gonna leave some space, so there's our sentiment. And now we're gonna stamp our leaves. We need 2 sets of each. So this is what I call the large leaf in the tutorial. And I made a boo-boo over here. Not sure how I got the sweet sorbet. And then we need 2 sets of the leaves, these ones. Put one there, and we can put one here. Let's just do extra just in case. Okay, so everything does fit. So that's good. I'm getting all these inks out of the way. I kind of smeared my sentiment. Okay, let's get this cut and emboss machine. I've been doing a lot of cutting. So let's get our dies that we're gonna need. And this will cut the big one. Now let's see if this cooperates with me. And we got the leaves. And let's do the small one here. And we got this one here. Now I gotta figure out this direction right there. Okay, I think we're good on all those. Did any of them move? Let's get these. All right, let's get all those pieces out. And we'll do it again. I should have did this one first. I should have cut this one over here the first time. Because see, that one's not gonna cooperate. But I have some tape here. We'll tape it in place. We got our leaves again. We got our sentiment. And let's get the little leaves there. All right, and let's run it through. I'm gonna do it one more time. Uh-oh. I'm stopping because this one over here moved, but we can pull these 2 out. The Orchid Oasis flower moved, and I didn't want to mess that up. Okay, so let's do this again. And it looks like it might try to move on me again, so we're going to use that tape. Put this back over here. This one's moving too. This is the thing with the magnetic plate. Sometimes it could be your friend, and sometimes it could be your enemy. All right. would have been nice if there was 2 of the leaves, but I won't cut this other one just to save time since it was an extra. And we'll get all these pieces on. Oh, and then I need one more thing to be cut, which we're gonna use this new vellum. It's called the Vellum Basics. This one's got polka dots on it, and we're just gonna cut out 2, and I just wanted to add some more texture underneath. So we're gonna cut out 2 of these. Just to give it a little bit more oomph. All right. How's everybody doing with the weather? We have got some snow, so it's been cold. Like I say, being a California girl, I'm not used to, I didn't live up in the Sierras. I lived up in the San Francisco Bay Area, so we didn't get snow. I mean, I think it snowed once when I was a child in where I grew up. My paper's moving, so hopefully it is steady. Okay, let's get those out of the way. So we're gonna go ahead and tie our box closed, and we're using the Orchid Oasis metallic ribbon. You need to remember to do this prior to putting all your flowers and stuff on. But when they untie it, they'll still be able to open the box. Just tie this, we're gonna tie it right down the center of this DSP. Okay, I tied it maybe a wee bit tight. And let's cut it. And there's our bow. So now all of our flowers and leaves, we're just gonna assemble them using dimensionals. So I have all these pieces. So I just kind of started with my Sweet Sorbet flowers. Put one here. I'll set it over here to the bottom. We're gonna put the Orchid Oasis in behind there and in front. I'll put this one up here in front. Put this one over here behind. Get our bow out there. Trying not to stick it to the ribbon. There you go. And then we have our leaves that we can put with the dimensional over here. Put another one on this other side. And let's pop that little piece out that didn't pop out. And then we're gonna add our little leaves, and we're gonna cut this dimensional right in half. I think a full dimensional will work. I can't remember what I used. Well, actually, even if you like that, you're not gonna see it because we're gonna add it over here. You won't see it. And then that way you don't have to cut it either. And this other one's gonna go up here. And now these guys, I'm putting on with glue dots. Since it's vellum, use a couple of glue dots. Stick those right behind. It's trying to stick to the box already. Oh, that's okay. And then where's the other one? Like I said, I just wanted to add a little bit more texture, layers, whatever you want to call it. We'll put this one under here. like that. It's okay that this is going to hang over because this is a gift box. And one other thing that I did is I colored the centers with the Daffodil Delight blend, just to add a little bit more color. And these, even if you don't get them stamped right, just adding some color will bring those flowers out just a bit. There, and I'm not done, because now we're going to add some Wink Estella to the flowers. And wipe that off, make sure there's no ink on it. Usually if you let the ink dry, it'll be okay. If you add it right away, you might have ink. Okay, so then now our flowers have the Wink Estella. And my nose is getting ready to run. It's been so windy here, so I keep getting those winter allergies. And then this, we're just going to tuck it right here in the corner. And there's our project. We have 2 projects. See how easy that was? Can you see the Wink Estella? I don't know if you could see it on that one, maybe on this one. But easy peasy. Who wouldn't want to get a gift, a manicure kit? Sometimes we don't take enough time out for ourselves. So there you go. Thanks for joining me, and I'm trying to work on a project for next week, so hopefully I will have another video for you. Thanks for joining, and don't forget to share my video and be entered into win a sample of this beautiful paper. You guys take care. Have a good week. Bye.